3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Unnamed Indie Comics Show. This is starring Skip and Ash. Unfortunately, Skip is kind of MIA at the moment. A little worried about him. Haven't heard from him. The show is supposed to start at 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, and it's 8:15, so we're a little bit late. I had two options: either start the show or keep running it. I guess that's three options: start the show, keep stalling, or just yank it and put it for another time. Skip and I did plan on doing an episode today, so I know real world life things happen, so hopefully it's nothing major or serious. Maybe he's stuck in traffic or something of that nature. I don't know what the deal is. So I appreciate everyone that's in the audience sitting here waiting. This may be a show. This may not be a show. I don't actually know. So I'm just going to wing it until then. Tonight I'm doing a ghetto drink. I'm doing a vodka, and I don't even know what you call this. It's like vodka and juice. It's like gin and juice. Sunkist has this new blueberry lemonade. I think it's called berry lemonade. I don't know. It's blue, and I decided to try it out. It's pretty good. It's actually really good, and it's a lemonade, but it's like a soda. It's like a blueberry lemonade soda thing, Bob. I can't really describe it, but it's blue, and it tastes pretty good. And I was like, you know what? I wonder if I mix vodka with that, how would that taste? And it tastes pretty damn good. So that's what I'm doing tonight. How are you guys? I see Tehillim and Jimmy, some of the regular faces. I don't know if Jimmy's still here. He's like, what's happening here? Sorry, buddy. Hopefully you got a nice explanation. If anyone knows a good substitute host for tonight, let me know. The Discord is open. We'll see how this goes. I don't know how long I can carry a Hangout stream just by myself. So, and I'm not sure how far I want to go without Skip anyway, because he had some stuff he wanted to talk about. Are you guys reading some good comics? Dominic Powell, good to see you. I got to tell you. Well, first, I mean, you know what? While we're waiting for time here, stalling for Skip. It's gonna be a new thing. Did you guys see that new Zack Snyder movie, The Army of the Dead? It was equal parts awesome and stupid at the same time. I couldn't really decide what I thought about it. It started off kind of dumb, which is kind of what I expected. I didn't like Zack Snyder's other zombie movie. The only Zack Snyder movie I don't actually like, not saying that they're all good. I'm saying that I don't like, is the his original zombie film. What was it? Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, something of the Dead. There's too many of the Dead movies. A lot of people like that one. It's not my cup of tea. I like every other Zack Snyder movie, even when they're not good. Yes, I realize Batman vs. Superman is not a good movie, but it's entertaining. It's fun. Let's see. Tehillim says he picked up Shi no Kage. Is Shi no Kage, is that a variant or a version of the old Shi comics? I'm not really familiar. Let's see. Yeah, so... Yeah, I was never a big zombie movie guy anyway. They had to be really special for me. I think 28 Days Later was the first zombie movie I ever was like, oh, that's a good movie. But, and of course, The Walking Dead started off good until I think like the first 2.5 seasons were good. The third season would kind of started going off the rails, and fourth season it became unwatchable to me. But the concept of The Walking Dead was really good. It's exactly what zombie movies should be to me. This new one, The Army of the Dead, was very entertaining at parts. There were parts of it where I was like, ooh. It was also really derivative. So derivative of Aliens. Like, there were certain scenes of that movie that were like beat for beat right out of Aliens. Spoiler alert, plug your ears if you don't want to hear this part. I'm going to say it right now, so plug your ears. There was a scene where they have to get out. They're making the last rescue of the girl, and they have the person waiting for them on the little takeoff craft, which in this case is a helicopter. In the movie Aliens, it was a spaceship. And they're like, wait for me, and I'm going to go get them. And sure enough, when they get the girl, they come back, and the ship's gone, or the helicopter's gone. And you're like, just like in Aliens. And then, of course, is it really gone? Of course not. And then as they're flying away, just like in Aliens, the queen's chasing them, and it gets into, well, you don't know in Aliens, it gets into the gears. But in this one, the big zombie bad guy gets on. It's like it just right out of it. There's even a line in there that's right out of Aliens 2, where it's like, you don't see them screwing each other over. And I was like, that's right from Aliens. That's right from Aliens. Now, is it a bad thing? Aliens is one of my favorite movies of all time. One of the best blockbuster movies. One of the best action thrillers of all time. It's supreme. The thing is if you're going to copy something, do it good. Aliens, I've watched Aliens dozens of times. I mean, countless times I've watched that movie over and over. Because it's so good. It stands up. You just want to, the dialogue is so quotable. The characters are so great. The scenes, even it's just fun to watch them over. This movie was like, it was fun the first time. Right? When the girl, when the guy, the bad guy that's basically the ripoff of Burke, the traitor, when he throws the little nightlight thing the wrong direction, so the girl who doesn't like him will be sent down the wrong way to get killed by zombies. That scene was legitimately tense. and it went on, and all of it worked out. I was like, the way it played out was, I loved it. But now I don't know if I want to watch it again. It's like, oh, okay, I'm done. So, yeah. And then I was going to give it a 3 out of 5 stars because it is entertaining. Zack Snyder, even when he's doing dumb stuff, he's fun to watch. He's kind of like the modern Michael Bay. There was some legitimate fun stuff, but the way that movie ended, I was like, no, F this movie. F this movie. Oh my God. I'm not going to spoil the end, but let's just say, in every type of movie of this type, there's people that die and there's people that survive. And, yeah, the people that survived versus the people that died was exactly wrong. It just makes you mad at the movie. You're like, F this movie. Tehillim says he's not into zombie movies. Also says, she is done by Billy Tucci. Shi no Kage is completely different. Okay. That's good. I'm curious about that. I think I have the original She. From like, I want to say like the late 80s. Is that worth anything? I don't even know. It was weird to see like recently there was like a new She book. It was like a year ago. I don't know. I saw it in recent years. I saw it. I was like, wow, she is still a thing. That was kind of impressive. I'm all out of drink. That's the problem with fruity girl drinks like that. You just chug them down. Tastes like candy. I still don't know where Skip is. I'm really, really stalling for time. I hope he's okay. That's the most worrying thing. I mean, we could skip a show, no pun intended, but I want my boy to be okay. It's a crazy world out there. So let's see. If anyone else wants to jump on and want to talk about some indie comics, let me know. We could talk about, if you've been reading any indie comics and you want to talk about them, it's open mic night here on Ash on Comics. Come on down and you gotta just come into the Discord channel. Let me know. So I guess I'm going to talk about my favorite new book. I did a video. Hopefully you guys watched it. Hopefully you're reading the comic book. This book right here, Ultra Mega. Jimmy, go into the Discord and join the live stream. If you can't, join the general voice. I'll drag you in. This book here, Ultra Mega, is my favorite new book of 2021. This is not a book that I would normally be, predisposed to like. I'm not a big tokusatsu kind of guy. If you look at the cover, it looks very reminiscent of Ultraman. It's just not my thing. Not that I hate Ultraman or whatever. It just never grabbed me. You know, we all have our different things that we like, right? You know, and it's cool. It's a diverse world. Some of us like Pokemon. Some of us like My Little Pony. Some of us like G.I. Joe. Some of us like other things. I don't know. I'm just making up shit that comes to my head. But you know, we all have our different things. I am one of those people that I can like anything as long as it's really good. So, you could write a story about something that I think I would hate, but if it's told well enough, you'll win me over. And Ultra Mega is exactly one of those books. I thought I was going to hate it, and I love this book. I recently read issues 1 and 2 over again, and these are big books. I mean, Ultra Mega, they're not kidding. I think the first issue is like 66 pages. Take that, Marvel, and your shitty fake giant size X-Men books. It's twice the size of planet size X-Men. Let's put it that way. Hey, Jimmy from Comics Quirks is in the house. How you doing, Jimmy?
Oh, hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Not too bad. I saw you need a little help. So
Thank you for throwing me a lifeline as I was out there drowning.
Problem.
When you fall overboard and the ship's like sailing away, that's kind of what I felt like.
And then what?
You know, like imagine if you were on a cruise ship and you fell overboard and the ship was sailing away and you're like, yeah, that's what I felt like.
Well, I'm happy to be the ship.
Oh, thanks. I'm happy to be the ship. Oh, man. So I'm sitting here talking about this Ultra Mega book. Are there any indie books that you've been reading that you're hot to talk about?
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Indie comics.
Yeah, gotta love them.
With Jimmy and Ash.
I have been reading Walking Dead Deluxe.
Oh.
I have been loving it so much.
Has it been full of surprises?
Yeah, I mean, I've never read it before. So.
You never read Walking Dead?
No.
Oh, well, okay. I guess
I read the first, 6 issues, and I wasn't a big fan. But Venkman talked me into reading more. So I was like, well, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it like an actual comic book and do the deluxe. And then, yeah, it's great. I love it.
You know, if I didn't already have the first 2 compendiums of that, I would have dived in. That would have been a fun thing. But I just feel like, man, I already have the first 100 issues, essentially. Buying them over again is...
I don't see the problem with it.
It's not that
Because
it's a problem. It's just that I don't have infinite resources, so I just had to make a budget call. It wasn't really a problem. It was just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like,
Yeah.
it's either that. If I don't buy it, I can buy another book. And that was my rationale.
I mean, I'm not reading a lot of books anymore, so it was like that, a couple other indies, and that's pretty much it. I mean, now the next one I'm going to say though will surprise you because you and I agree on this writer. We agree she is not the best, but what she's doing over at Titan is actually pretty good.
Huh?
Then again, it's only 2 issues, so she could fail. She's doing a Doctor Who book.
Oh, is it Jody Hauser?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I've been hearing you talk about that.
She is doing the Missy, the female version of the Master, who I think is amazing. I love Missy. So I was like, oh, she's got a comic coming out. I'm going to read it because it's new, #1. I'm jumping on point, might as well. And then I saw Jody Hauser was on. I was like, you had me there. I almost jumped on. And then I saw the cover and I was like, oh, the cover's badass. So I'm just going to get #1. And then I read it and I was like, oh, this is a good book. so I'm on for the I'm on board for now. I don't know how long it's. I think it might be 6 issues or 5 issues, but either way, I'm on board. She captures the essence of the original Master, the Missy, of the Doctor, and the third Doctor. So, like, she's got 3 characters that have very different personalities, and she captures each one without a beat. And I appreciated it. And the story is actually really cool. So,
Well, I mean, that's exactly what you should do when you're doing a licensed book, right? You should be striving to appeal to all the people who love Doctor Who that just want more of it, right? You shouldn't be trying to reinvent the wheel. Just give them what they want.
And think about it though for a second though. Doctor Who's a really weird, outlandish TV series. It would be perfect for comic books for what they do. Absolutely stellar. But we haven't had good writers on the book. And I remember picking it back up. I mean, not back up. I remember picking it up the first time. This was only when I was buying comic books for covers back in like 2010. And it was at Doctor Who's at IDW. And it was David Tennant, I think. But someone was on the right, and I read it, and I was like, this is just horrible. Worst art I have ever seen. Like something you'd see on a sketch in a math class. Because like people are just so bored, they'd rather just draw.
Is this the book here that I got on the screen?
Is your... No. Look up.
Jody Hauser's writing it. This was November of 2020.
I know that came out recently. No, that's not it. This came out. Yeah, it's the new one. This came out a month or 2 ago.
Well, that was #1.
Oh wait,
that's the only series I can find from her.
This is Doctor Who Comics Missy. Oh, right there. Okay. Single issues. Second one over. You were just looking at it.
Backing up. Single issues. Well, that's the same series. This is. Oh no, I see. Yeah, same series. I think. I don't know. It's really hard to tell, actually. But anyway, so this is what it is.
Oh no, that's different. That's a different series.
No, I'm so confused. Titan.
Wait, hold on. That is the same series. What are they doing?
Well, it's a 2.1, right? So.
Is it? It only says 1 on it. But, all right, whatever. Like the art's good. The art's really good for a Doctor Who licensed book. So, I mean, and I got the one with her playing chess, and I was like, I only want that specific one because that cover is just rad. So, you know, yeah,
You don't
it's
want
actually
the
like really good.
you don't want the peach momokos.
You know what? I like her art on Marvel books because I feel like she can. I don't know what it is, but she does some pretty good stuff over at Marvel. But some of her other covers are
Oh,
just
this is
yeesh.
really weird. Uh, this is really weird. I'm looking at it right now. So there's issues 1 and then issue 2, and then there's issue 2.1, which is this book, the Missy, and then they call it issue 2.2. So it's like they deviated into another series.
Hmm.
I don't know what they're doing here. I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Titan does one book that I like. I'm into the Blade Runner book, and I'm very much in.
Yeah, I checked out Blade Runner. I felt like the art was just too blocky. If that makes sense. Like not like the art is bad, but like the art is just everything's kind of blocky.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's not my favorite art. I always have to be a little bit forgiving and tolerant on indie books because I know they can't afford the same page rates that Marvel and DC. Not that Marvel really
Then
pays
again,
much
you're
anymore.
also the guy who read Martian Manhunter with Riley Rossmo's art, so you're good with pretty much any art
Well,
out there.
if a story is good, a story is good. And Riley
True.
Rossmo, when he's actually drawing blobs of like weird alien goo creatures, his art's kind of fitting. He actually draws alien blob creatures pretty
I
good.
like his covers.
It's when he
I'm
draws
not a
people that
fan
you're
of his
like, what the
interior.
hell?
Yeah.
uh, uh,
Yeah, so like this is so next month I'm gonna be diving into Doctor Who comics a little more. And I think I'll make some videos out of it because you know that's just some fun material. And the guy who's writing the High Republic right now for Marvel, Kevin Scott, I think his name is. He wrote apparently like a really good Ninth Doctor series. That one right there on screen you have right there. And I checked out the first issue and I was like, you know what? It's actually a good issue. And I read his free comic book day from 2016 because I found it at like a dollar bin. And I was like, oh, cool. This is a dope cover, sure. And I read it and I was like, this is really, really good. And so I was like, okay, I gotta go check out the Ninth Doctor. And he's back playing the Ninth Doctor for Big Finish, their audio dramas. And I heard him say fantastic for the first time in 16 years. It
well,
was really nice.
well, you definitely are a Doctor Who fanboy. I wish I had the same passion for the series myself,
Yeah,
but
not a lot of people have the same passion as me as Doctor Who. I've come
um,
to sadly accept.
but you know that's fine. Like there, we don't want to all be clones and like all just the same things. Dave Asanowicz is in the chat. I haven't seen you in a long time, Dave. Thanks for the stickers. And no, I didn't rock out to the. I did play it. I didn't. Yes, I did play the Power Man 5000. I did the Ultra Mega video, and he was like, "Why did you do the song?" And then I was like, because I totally forgot about the song." Have you read
There's
Ultra
this
Mega
song.
yet, Jimmy?
No, I have not. But you're talking. You said you gave it a 5 stars, and I was like,
5
ooh.
stars.
I know that's where I was just like, ooh, he doesn't give that out. Like,
I do not.
at
I do
all.
not. Precisely for this reason, that when I come across something really good, I want to be able to go, holy shit. Like I want, because if you just give 5 stars all the time and then you come across something that's just really rare, you know, and you just don't have any way of, well, I guess I'll give it 6 stars, you know, so when you see me give 4 stars, that's probably like 5 stars for most people. 4 stars for me is like I was really impressed.
Okay.
But and 3 stars means like it was good, nothing to write home about, but I was pleased. 2 stars is like shaking my head, and 1 star is like run for the hills. Yeah, I didn't at first. At first, I was like, oh, this is different because it's not in my wheelhouse. It's not a book I would normally pick up.
Yeah,
But by
it
the
looked a
time,
little too manga for me because I remember it on the seeing it on the shelves, and I was like, "This just looks like a manga. I'm good."
it does have some manga influences. It's very much a hybrid though. It's not pure like just total manga. It's definitely, you can tell that the artist drew some fan, influence from it, but it's written like a Western style comic, but sort of visualized like a kind of like manga. But it's still a comic book. It just, man, it just surprised me everywhere it went. And it's written by a guy who's not, doesn't consider himself a professional writer. He's an artist who's just writing his own book for the first time. And it just has that feel of authenticity. The same way that White Knight has.
Really?
Sean Murphy doesn't, same thing. He doesn't consider himself a writer. And I'm like, dude, you're a better writer than most of the people who are actual writers out there, because he doesn't get hung up.
I'm not even a Batman fan, but I like his Batman stuff.
Yeah, he's a good writer, storyteller, and it doesn't have maybe all the professional trappings, but I think that's what makes it good. I don't think, you don't want your writing to be too, like, how do I say, formal. Like, you don't want your writing to feel like, oh, this is exactly how they teach you at school. Like, I kind of want an organic rawness to it. I want the voice of the writer to stand out. Just like when I look at art, I don't want it to just be perfectly illustrated, photorealistic. I want the style. I want to be able to look at you as an artist and be able to tell, like, oh yeah, that's your visual style that you bring to the illustration that no one else does. But yeah, it's a fantastic book, and I'm curious to know, because I still haven't got to talk to Skip about it, and hope he's okay. What he thinks, because I really want to add it to our show. I really want to talk about it like we do Firepower. I like it that much. So
Sorry,
if you get a chance to read it, I would recommend.
Yeah, check it out. It's like I don't have a lot of indie books anymore because, Oblivion Song's on hiatus for some damn reason, makes me upset, and it's coming to an end, which makes me even more upset because it's my favorite indie book. I think it's my favorite, besides Hellboy. I think it's like my favorite indie book of all time. Like, it's something about it just connected with me that I just happen to love.
No, I love Oblivion Song too. It's been on hiatus forever, so yeah.
It's coming out was it June or July? I think it's in July.
Yeah, one of those two for sure. Yeah, a lot of my books, Birthright, the next issue is the last one. I'm really sad.
And Gideon Falls Gideon Falls ended.
That one I didn't get into that much.
I love Andrea Sorrentino. I could just eat his artwork because it's just so scrumptious.
Oh yeah, a lot of people love that book, and like I said, it's just one of those things that I didn't think it was bad or anything. It just wasn't grabbing me. I appreciated it, but when you can only afford to get so many books.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, when you can only afford to get so many books, certain ones make the cut, and it's just that there was other ones I wanted more. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that about Jeff Lemire, only because at first they're like, oh, his thing's so good, but like they drop off later in the series because it goes in different directions. Because Jeff Lemire really just goes wherever he feels the story is going by itself, like naturally, not just forceful plot. So it can change anywhere so long as he feels it should go that way.
He's very hit or miss for me. There's books. I mean, my favorite book is Ascender.
Oh yeah, how is that still going, by the way?
It's been coming out very slow, but it's good. I mean, I love it. I'm in love with these characters. It's just difficult to follow because it comes out like every 2 months. It feels like, and it's just like, whew.
I saw a cover recently on Instagram. I think either Andrea or Jeff posted the picture recently, and I saw it and I was like, "Oh, this is just beautiful."
Yeah,
No, not
and the
Andrea.
art,
Not Andrea. Dustin.
Dustin Nguyen, yeah, is his art is beautiful. It's a book that's right up my alley. It's a pleasure to read. It's a book that I can just read over again because I just love the characters and the banter. I love the world building. I love that book so much. I'm reading another one of his books on Comixology. It's a Comixology original, which normally I kind of shy away from.
What was it? Snow Angels or something like that?
Yeah, Snow Angels. Let me see. There it is. Got that on
I heard
screen.
that's a horror.
It is. Snow Angels is a horror book. It's a horror thriller that's in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. The whole world is a big snowy. Imagine Hoth. Imagine living on Hoth, and you're in a trench, because I guess the outside of the trench is such a harsh climate that no one can survive. So you live in the trench, and the people in the trench, they believe that there's nothing outside the trench, and if you go out the trench, you'll die. So you always stay in the trench. And it's down to this father and these two little girls that he has, and then there's a monster out there called the Snowman, who
As it should be.
Yeah, who kind of is a myth. You know, it's one of those things like, oh, does he really exist or not? And it's hard to talk about this book without really giving much away. But each issue has like either a reveal or some sort of plot twist or something that just keeps you engaged. You read an issue and you're like, oh, damn, I'm hooked. And you read the next issue and then it just, boom, it goes another direction. And it's so exquisitely paced. Like, you blast through an issue and you're just like, man, I never feel bored. And you get to the end and then you're just kind of gritting your teeth because you're like, damn it, I got to wait a month to find out what happens next.
That's weird. I have a love-hate relationship with Jock. For the most part, I like his work. But when it comes to just characters like talking, like a lot of times we see happen in comics, like in every single comic, it's either like bad or just bland.
I'm not a big fan of Jacques, not especially for interior art. I do like his covers because he often can his composition. Like, I love this issue number 1, and it's very evocative and haunting. And I like the issue number 3 that he did with but you know, and he's got that famous Joker cover.
Yeah, the Black Mirror thing.
Yeah. I think he's a good artist for composition, but I'm not a big fan of his line work. But like, again, when the comic is good, sometimes it can surpass the art.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, even with his art, if a comic like is good, it's gonna be good no matter what. Because you also, like, Jock is good, but sometimes I feel like he phones it in. Like, for the most part, I like Jock. It's just sometimes I feel like he just phones it in.
Yeah, he's very scratchy. He's very, and his art
like
has
the
dirty feel
Batman Who Laughs. The Batman Who Laughs series. That was it, 7 issues or whatever. Like 3 issues out of those books, I was like, I'm not feeling it, Jock. But like, still, you had 4 issues of just like good Jock.
Yeah, I'd say unless you're a Jacques fan, I don't think you're gonna buy these books for the art. But it's passable, and like I said, the story is so gripping that, I mean, sure, do I wish the art was someone else? Sure, but it serves the purpose. It tells the story, and this is Lemire at what I love about him. This is like, it's intense. It's like, it's superbly paced, and I love that about the book. Like, I'm just like, I'm gripped from beginning page to the last page. I'm never just like, oh, yawn, what are the characters doing now? Like,
I gotta check this book out, because the more you talk about it, I'm like, this is pretty much what I love about post-apocalyptic stuff.
Yeah. If you like post-apocalyptic, yes, I know we had to talk about this a while back. This is right up your alley as far as like genre and setting. It's
All right. Good.
yeah. Another book that I just started reading because everyone's been talking about it, and I was like, okay, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's decent. And I know Skip has read this too, so I wanted to really talk about it with him. Is Holy Shit, Erratic.
Yeah, everyone's talking about that book. Is the AWAF shot like Spider-Man thing, right?
Yes. This is by far the best thing I've read from AWA. This thing, I've only read the first 2 issues so far, blew me away. I expected it to be good. Everyone's talking about it. I was like, okay, I'll read it. And I'm sure I'll probably think it's just pretty good. Where, you know, I'm usually that way. Where when someone's like, it's the greatest, and I read it and go, yeah, it was kind of good. It wasn't that amazing. No, it was. Like, holy shit. Marvel, I'm going to just say, Marvel Comics, you need to be fucking embarrassed. Because this is the best Spider-Man comic I have read in 30, well, except for Life Story. Put Life Story over on a side for a second. This is the best Spider-Man comic I've read in 30 years. This is a clinic on, holy shit, Kari Andrews, who, by the way, used to work for Marvel. Probably can't pay him money. This guy should have been doing Amazing Spider-Man. This book is, it's not going to be for everyone. I'm sure there's going to be people that pick it up and go, whatever. It's a very teenager, kid in high school. He's 15 years old. And it's got a lot of similar tropes to Spider-Man. He's awkward in his own skin, doesn't know how to talk to girls, gets picked on, right? But he's got these powers. No one knows about him. He doesn't want to make sure no one tells. He's got a crush on a girl. Okay, so it's got some of these tropes, but holy shit, the execution that Kari Andrews does with these. Like, they feel like teenagers, not like how 40-year-old, 50-year-old writers think teenagers sound. I feel like these are legit teenagers. I feel like myself. I feel like I went back in time and was like, oh yeah, this was me when I was a freshman in high school. Like, it's amazing. And the pacing of this book, again, it's one of those things. There's no wasted moments. This guy gets into one issue what I think Marvel or DC would take like 6 issues to do. And you don't feel like you miss a thing. He's able to just effortlessly, in a couple of frames, move you through the story. And not like the big plot, like heavy plot stuff, but just the character building stuff, the side moments with these other side characters that are going to be important. He doesn't waste forever of them just sitting around at a party for page after page. One frame that he does, like a full page frame out of a party, and you're like, I get this. And because he's able to the reader is so able to relate to what he's saying that he doesn't need to waste too many words, because you immediately get it. Oh, okay, I get what's happening. I get the relationships of these characters. Move on. Boom. And it's just page after page. You're flip, 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 and you just love the dialogue. You love how these characters are relating. You love the main character, because he's not your like stereotypical like nerd. It's not that. He's just a stereotypical kid. When you're 15 years old, you don't have all the confidence in the world. That's one thing I always hate about modern things, because they're written by like middle-aged adults who maybe they don't have all the confidence in the world, but when you become middle-aged, you stop caring so much what people think about you. You see the world differently, and it reflects in the writing of kids. But kids are very insecure. That's why high school is such a freaking ridiculous place, because everyone is so insecure and afraid to look stupid and everything, like, and that's what causes the behavior. And he gets it. I feel like Kari Andrews just observes human nature and writes it. And the other thing is, he's also able to write villains. Like, there hasn't been like any major villains yet, but like the teachers are kind of villain in this book. And he writes them, he's able to make them like comical, but in a way that's like not, it's absurd, but it's like just reserved. Like, he shows just enough restraint as to not make it ludicrous, but make it funny because you appreciate the absurdity. Like, one of the characters, like one of the teachers is social studies teachers, and he's got like a picture on the back, or sorry, just above the blackboard in his class. He's got a picture of what's his name? The leader of North Korea,
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un. And he talks like he's a total communist, and he talks to the class.
That's amazing.
But it's all done. It's not done like SJWE. Like, it's done like cartoony. Like, he's a cartoon villain. And it's also done. It's what's cool about it is because the reader perspective of the book is through the kids. So the teachers are always like kind of shown through the lens of a kid's eye. So they're just like these, like I said, cartoonish villainy clowns in a way. And the art is really good. I am shocked by this book. If this was not a miniseries, I would be signed up for the long haul. Like, just, I don't know what you're doing, AWA. Commit to the bit. This should have been an ongoing series. It's part of their shared universe. So this should just be the launch thing. This should be just an ongoing book that they, just like Marvel. Here we go. Here's our book, and then slowly start having other hero books come out. I am shocked. This is another book that I was just like, erratic, whatever. Just, it is what it is. Like, okay, I'm fine. I'm not, and then you read it and go, oh, this is what Marvel could be if they just paid creators and they just cared about comics.
Well, they just don't have money. So
but
like,
why? But AWA can't have a
creator?
ton of money either. Right? It's just that Marvel isn't in the business to make good comics. It's obvious.
Well, they're probably doing like sort of like the Image approach to it. That's my guess. But not like the full lengths of Image, but like they have their stipulations, but pretty much creators come to them. That's my guess.
No, AWA has a shared universe that they sat down. There's like five people that are like part of this council.
Straczynski, what's that? Benjamin Percy, and a couple other people.
Yeah. And I kind of fell off the wagon because I was all excited when it came out. I was like, oh, I love Straczynski. And I read the Resistance, and I was like, and then all these books started coming out that there were these horror books. And, I'm cool with horror books existing. They're just not my bag. And they were like, it's miniseries after miniseries after miniseries. And I was like, I thought you guys were doing a superhero universe. What the hell happened? And so I just kind of fell away. And
because the marketing before AWA came out was Straczynski starting new superhero universe with AWA Upshot with his book leading the way. And I was like, okay, cool. Superhero universe, Straczynski, I am there. And then we get a zombie apocalypse book, and apparently this is a shared universe? How? Like, just how?
Yeah. And I gotta say, it was refreshing to read and see them portraying, like, communists and far left, like, as bad guys. Like, I was like, is this the same comic industry? What am I reading? And the book is not preachy at all. It's done in almost like a satirical kind of way. A lot of the teachers, as we expect in society, like we see all around us, the education is controlled by the far left. And so, like I said, they had the one teacher who literally has Kim Jong-un above his blackboard. You're just like, what? And the way he talks, he's just like, we all must be equal. And anyways, it's really good. The character relationships. I wish RDV was here. I think, is the perfect vehicle for RDV. He's a big
Isn't he
Spider-Man
reading
lover. I know he likes the relationships. Like, this has all those same type of things that we loved. Like when Spider-Man was trying to get Mary Jane and all that. Like, this has it. It's not a complete copy because obviously that would be shameful to do. But it's close enough that it hits those points.
Now, so it's only 5 issues, right?
Yes, I'm sure there's going to be another series of it. And hopefully when they launch it again, it'll be just an ongoing. I'll be forgiving if that's the case. Because sometimes you just have to test the waters. Are people going to like the book? Yeah, here's the guy. This guy at the bottom. Now. If I don't know if you can see the cover.
I can.
The guy at the bottom with these glowing eyes. That's the teacher. That he's like a cartoon villain. He's got the mustache. It's just
he's got the Kim Jong-un hair too.
He's just funny. And so yeah, there's this girl. This is the girl he's got a crush on. And it's a very like teenagery kind of relationship. She is, she's got her girlfriends that are, like Mean Girls, right? Like every time she even like looks at him or whatever, they like make fun of her because he's like the new kid, and and they just, because everyone's so insecure that everyone is constantly just trying to like put everyone else down. And so they're like, oh, you like the new kid? Oh, and so she's afraid to even have anything positive to do with him because she's afraid of losing her popularity. So everyone's like afraid. But it's done so well, and you can tell that she likes him.
Looking at the interiors right now, and the interiors look like a Marvel comic book, or at least something Marvel should be doing.
Yes,
because this looks good. This
really
looks
good.
Really good.
The covers and the interiors are the same art. Like
same thing.
What you see on the cover is what you're going to get on the inside.
Like, this just makes me mad because, like, you're like, okay, they're doing this better than a giant corporation with just Joe Schmo on the art and interior. I mean, on the art and a writer.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
That's why I said when I was reading this, I was like, okay, it's one thing to make a pretty good comic. And admittedly, everything I've read from AWA so far has been pretty good. Mostly it just hasn't been my cup of tea.
Get this.
But this was excellent. I don't want enough to say it's 5 stars yet because I haven't finished it. I've only read the first 2 issues. But it's on the way of being that way.
Well, get this. I don't think anyone... Okay, people, get a load of this. Okay? There's not one balloon per panel. There is multiple balloons and narrations. You are getting a story here, people. What is this, a comic book? What am I looking at?
Yeah, that's another thing. The first issue is already available. Well, the first issue is available on Unlimited. So if you're anyone that is listening and you're like, I'm not sure if I trust Ash, you can read if you have Comixology Unlimited, you can read the first issue. Let me show you just what I'm talking about and what Jimmy's talking about.
I
with
just
the art
can't get over the art. The art looks amazing.
Here's a page.
I just can't get over it.
And the first like 3 pages, you instantly realize how good this book is. Just the way that it starts to is written. And yeah, the art. I'm gonna flip through here some pages. It's teens in high school, and it captures all that feeling, but it's not. When I say that, I know some people are going to be turned off because they've read a lot of modern comics. It's not 40-year-olds wishing they were back in high school. This is a guy who probably has kids, I'm guessing, or something, or is just very observant of human nature and captures this quality. These are very much still kids. Like, it's not done like, oh, I'm still in high school 40 years later type of mentality. Like these, it's about a kid who's got superpowers and doesn't know what to do. And then He's has a crush on a girl who's hot, and she's trapped because she can't be a real person because she's stuck hanging around but mean girls. Just everyone is almost like stereotypical, but in like a good way. God, and you even feel for the mom. God, she's trying to get a job to support her kids. Yeah, the art in this book.
Now I'm looking at Ultra Mega. Oh my god, the art looks awesome as well.
Oh yeah, Ultra Mega is phenomenal. I highly this book gets my
I'm not
highest
seeing it
recommendation.
on the live stream. I don't see it. Let's
Yeah, I had
you
it
go
on.
to
Well, I have it just on the YouTube. I wasn't sharing it. I guess I can.
No, I mean like on YouTube. I don't see it.
Yeah, you do. I'm watching it
And
on
then
YouTube.
pause it. What? Okay, let me refresh.
Don't scare me, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's still at erratic #1.
Well, because I was done. Flip through it.
Bad.
So, anyways, I'll put it back up for you, Jimmy.
Thank
Since you were so nice to come here and throw me a lifeline. I really hope Skip's okay. I texted him.
Oh, that's disgusting. Jesus. Oh, that's so cool. I'm looking at the monster in Ultra Mega. Yo, I gotta check this. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm reading this book tonight. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. Like it's like.
Why is it not switching?
God. Yeah, okay, so you see what I mean?
Oh, I know. Hold on. Try there. I had it on the wrong thing I was showing.
Wrong screen.
So here we go. Now, all you people that have been listening in. This is an ashism. Thought I was showing the right stuff. So here's like the first. This is like page 2 and 3. And you can see just the art. Is it the best art you've ever seen? No. But for a small little studio, this is
Marvel's doing.
This is dunking all over Marvel. Yeah, very few Marvel comics, if any. Very few. There's probably a couple. I'd say like Strange Academy is doing good art. Daredevil's a different kind of art, but it's good. There's like a handful of books over at Marvel. With this writing, this is better than anything I'm reading at Marvel, including Daredevil. And I love Daredevil. That's not a slight against Daredevil. This, like I said, I've only read 2 issues, so I don't want to get too... Oh yeah, look, here's the mustache twirling. That's that guy I was telling you about. He like literally twirls his mustache. It's just really good.
And you know what's sad is like I'm reading more novels right now than I am comic books. Like I'm having more fun reading novels than comic books.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're not reading good comics, you're not going to get the enjoyment that you deserve. You should definitely, whatever you're reading, whether it's comics or novels, or if you're just watching movies or TV, seek the best of the best. If you settle for mediocrity, eventually it's going to wear on you. And you're gonna find, and when something does come along, especially if it's in another medium, you're gonna be pulled away because this is why so many people are reading manga these days, because they're like, I was reading shitty comic books and then I read this one good manga and I was like, holy shit, I'm hooked. Oh my god. And that's the trouble. If every comic was as good as this comic is, then you wouldn't have a problem with the industry. I don't expect everyone's going to like this. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone wants to read about teenage Peter Parker, right? It's just, that's fine. But for the people who do, for the people who aren't, that don't have a wall up and aren't like, I absolutely refuse to read this type of stuff, you will enjoy it. It's really well done, in my opinion.
You know what's cool I like about the action in this so far? You can really feel the motion happen.
Yep.
Like, you look at it and go, whoa, okay. Instead of just like a Marvel book, you're like, yeah, he's getting attacked. Okay, cool, sure.
Yep. Absolutely. This is a 5-star book.
Way to go, AWA. Axel Alonso does it again.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, you got to give him some credit since he's behind the scenes. Yeah, I was shocked.
How's that Brian Edward Hill book over there?
Which one? Chariot?
Chariot.
I don't know. I haven't read Chariot.
I heard people talking good things about it, but that was when it first came out, so like a couple months ago.
Yeah, this is the one that I kind of escaped my notice because I'm not a big miniseries guy. I'm like, I'll just get this in trade. If you're gonna do a 5-issue run, why should I pay $4 an issue when I can just get it in trade? You know, eventually this will be on Comixology for $5. So that's my problem. And that's the problem that the industry faces, because you want me to, it's like going to the movies, right? I don't go see every movie in the theater. There's a select few that I'm dying to see. Like Dune, for example. Dune is like my number one, absolutely more than any other movie out there, other than maybe Avatar 2. Like I might, and that's far enough away, then I don't have to worry about it. Then I'm like, I got to see this movie. I'm going to be seeing that. Like I'll be in the IMAX with my bucket of popcorn, but I'm not going to go see everything that way. Right. And for other people, they may be looking at Dune and going, Dune, I have no interest in that movie. Like, and that's fine. You gotta pick what works for you. Same thing with comics. Chariot might be very good, but I'm going to wait till, Netflix type thing. That's how I look at these. Now, if it's an ongoing series, I'll jump on. I'll collect an ongoing series because that's going to go and go and go. But this is going to end. It's already almost over. So,
I'm not a big fan of the covers. Issues 1 and 3 remind me of like an old 2005 Need for Speed video game cover.
Well, it's supposed to remind you of like late 80s. Because that's where it takes its inspiration from.
Oh, well, I didn't get that feeling at all then.
Yeah. Brian Edward Hill is he's a very synthwave. He's a big synthwave fan. He likes old 80s style.
Have you listened to his
stuff.
music?
Like
he has a website where I think he has 3 songs where he created his own synthwave. And you know what? Those things slap. Those things were awesome. Like I used to listen to those 3 songs while I was just doing like homework. Like they were good.
No, I didn't know he made his own music. I would check that out. He used to post playlists of music that he likes.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
But so this is something I was gonna, check out at some time, but I just can't buy every comic that comes on the stands.
Yeah, especially me too. Especially now that I got so many bills right now.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, I'm behind on the comics I have as it is. You got not only do you have to buy them, you have to spend time reading them. So,
true.
But I'm sure I like Brian Edward Hill stuff that I read of his. He's not my favorite writer.
But he's good. He's not
good
he's not
writer.
The best, but he's always good.
Yeah, I would like to see him be on an ongoing book again of a character or characters.
Batman and the Outsiders was his ongoing book, and they canceled it, and that was the best Batman book.
Well, it's because he left to Hollywood. So, what are you gonna do?
Still, that book was great. Like, and I'm not a Batman guy, but like, I was binge reading that because I was like, I have to know what happens to Black Lightning. I have to know what happens to Black Lightning.
Yeah, they should have kept that series going. They should have put another person on it.
Nope. Anyone else on it would have really changed the flow or the feel
but that's
of it.
That's the way of comics. At least the comic could have been kept
anymore.
alive so that he would have the option, the opportunity to come back and be a writer on it again.
True.
This whole thing of where comics now just live and die at the creator's whims, like it's just killing the comics. Like, oh, Donny Cates is leaving Guardians of the Galaxy, time to reboot it. You're like, no. No.
And there's no need for it because Al Ewing could have like easily picked up where he left off.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, are they going to reboot Venom?
Guardians.
Are they going to reboot Venom now after 200?
Yeah.
We'll see.
No, they already said they were.
They were going to start with #1? I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. With the new guy on it. They haven't announced who it was, but they said they were going to a new series of Venom. They said new series of Venom coming soon. I was like, all right, so that's
like,
oh,
Jonathan Hickman's leaving X-Men. Time to reboot it. You're like, ugh.
Now that would be a good idea though for the X-Men. Reboot it, start over.
No, they are. It's new X-Men #1 comes out in 2 months.
Wait, he's off X-Men. What is he doing now?
Some unnamed X book. They haven't revealed.
They should. Oh, dang it! You know what? I was really hoping Hickman, because he's been in legal battles with Marvel a couple times, like suing legal battles, and I would have loved it if he just left and like right now and not come back on the X-Men just to be like, yeah, I got you, Marvel. Put you in the worst spot ever.
Let me see about the chat. I've been pretty neglectful of the chat, which I highly apologize because I have been kind of eyeballing it, but I've just been so busy talking and having Jimmy talk and having the conversation and then just being thrown off because Skip's not here, and then also at the same time trying to keep the stream running, and then also at the same time being worried that Skip's not, that he's okay.
What day is it?
Today's Monday.
It's Monday? I thought it was Friday for a second.
You're all messed up.
Yeah, because they changed my schedule, so now I have Sundays and Tuesdays off.
So to heal him, by the way, guys, if anyone that doesn't know, to heal him in the chat, he does have his own channel. To heal him, feel free to plug your channel in the chat if you want. You can go check out his channel. He did a review of Erratic, and he says he can't wait for the trade paperback. I concur. This is definitely something worth owning. And he says he thinks there's a second series coming out. I hope that it's ongoing. I just don't want to see it be another 5-issue series. I don't want to see it over and over and over. Stop doing that, comics. Stop. He says that there's a Stephanie Phillips book he didn't expect to like called Nuclear Family.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that book coming out. And you know what? The cover looked amazing. But because I thought I knew what the story was going to be, I didn't pick it up. And you know what? I'm not too upset.
Yeah, most of the AWA books, I'm just like, okay, they're there. But now Stephanie Phillips is one of the female writers out there that I don't usually hear the same negativity about. It seems like most of the female writers out there, and I'm not trying to bash females or anything, but of the current slate of writers, they tend to all be in the same group and be pretty terrible.
Network.
But Stephanie Phillips doesn't ever seem to get caught up in those conversations.
I made a joke to Teenie Howard, and she took it seriously. And I was like, now I want to see this happen. She was on Word Balloon, and I was like, I want to see. Because she writes feminine characters. No matter what character she's on, if it's a guy or a girl, she writes them feminine. So I was like, what's the most macho person character I could think of at the moment? First thing that came to my head, and then I said it. I was like, hey, Teenie Howard, I want to see you on Jonah Hex. And she was like, you know what? I would love to do Jonah Hex. I didn't say it, but I was like, I was totally joking. But now I want to see how this like crap show would go.
Oh, jeez. So this is an Aftershock comic. I thought it was an AWA. And it's based on Philip K. Dick's short story, Breakfast at Twilight. So this sounds like it'd be something fun to catch in a trade. I like...
You know, Aftershock does some pretty good stuff.
I like sci-fi. I like Philip K. Dick. So...
Garth Ennis did a book for them a couple years ago. It was a horror story. And it was really good. What was it called? A Walk Through Hell. And it's about like you should look it up. A Walk Through Hell. It's about these police buddy cops, a male and a female, get called to a storage hangar, and when they go in, it's literally like you're walking through hell, like the Dante's Inferno. Not like the how do I put this? Not like the overbearing flames or anything. No, it's complete darkness, and there's just crazy stuff that goes through. And you have a guy like shooting his head, and he doesn't stop. Like, yes, his head is like almost halfway gone, but he's still pulling the trigger. Like, it was serious.
I don't know. I think I'm having an internet hiccup. Wait until the Be Right Back screen shows up. There we go. There we go. Let me know, guys, in chat, if you can hear me.
Or me.
Yeah. There we go. I hear us live. So, doing pretty good. Sorry about that. Had some sort of internet hiccup. So if you're still here, thanks for staying. I don't know what happened, but
whoa, my quality just dropped to 144p. Jesus.
Let's see what we were talking about before all that happened.
Oh, Walk Through Hell.
Oh yeah, the Walk Through Hell. I had that on.
What was the last thing you heard?
I don't know. I got all discombobulated, but I got it up on the screen. I was trying to pull up the actual omnibus, which should work now. Should have been my clue that I was losing. 283 pages for the full omnibus.
It's only $30 too. That's actually not bad.
Yeah, this would be cool to get like a big hardcover. It's probably cheaper to get through the normal trades if you're getting it digitally, especially if you wait for a sale.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks pretty trippy. This isn't normally what my cup of tea I would get, but
I don't know if have you seen the movie, the horror movie from like 5 years ago, As Above, So Below?
No.
With the catacombs below Paris or something like that?
No, I'm really, man, when it comes to horror, that's probably my most, horror and comedy are the two things I'm the absolute most picky about. Like, if it doesn't hit me just right, then I don't like it. And horror probably even more than comedy. Like horror, man, when it's a certain when it hits that right note for me, I love it. Like John Carpenter's The Thing, love that movie. But so many other horror movies, I'm just like, whatever.
Well, this one is like it's weird. It flashes back and forth between like the past, like a day or a week or whatever, to the present. Oh no, you cut out again.
No, I'm still here. We're live.
Dang it.
No, we're live, Jimmy. It's probably just Discord. Anyways, I don't think Jimmy can hear me on Discord. That happens sometimes.
Oh, I'm back.
So let's see. Tehillim says, I'm going to stick to my guns. Bendis is a better indie writer than what he is in mainstream. A lot of people seem to agree with that.
I don't.
And a lot of people think that, and I don't want to get on a Bendis thing here because I know Jimmy's got some
powerful opinions.
Well, you have a deep connection. I'll say, like, Bendis matters to you.
No, so. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. I know.
But my point is
he's an acquired taste.
Is a lot of people think that because what they don't like about Bendis is that he messes with characters, and that's certainly understandable.
Yep.
I don't like that either. But my real problem with Bendis isn't that. My real problem is I literally don't like the writing. So I'm not one of those people that if you are one of those that you're like, look, Bendis is fine, I just hate how he screwed up Superman or whatever other character, then maybe you will like Powers or whatever. I can't remember all of his other books, but because there's nothing there to get screwed up.
He did a book called Torso that was like a mystery. He's known for his like crime noir stuff, but this one didn't feel like Bendis. The only thing that felt like Bendis was like the ample amount of word balloon. Other than that, the story didn't feel like Bendis was writing it. And it was really good.
All right, I got my chat back. I guess when I lost the connection, the chat froze. I had to refresh. Let's see. Snatchface joined the chat some time ago. Said, sup, peoples. Welcome, Snatchface. Aftershock has a lot of quality books, but they're $4.99 per book, though, says Dragon Majesty. That's a shame. Let's see. Indie Comic Jones is in the house. Good to see you. Everyone's letting us know the chat was working good. So thanks for putting up for that. Let me go back to what you guys in the chat. What indie books are you guys reading that you think are worth mentioning, that you wish other people would check out and learn about? Let us know. I like to hear. You heard me talk. You heard Jimmy talk about the books that he likes.
My friend let me borrow Willingham's Fables, and
Bill
apparently,
Willingham?
Yeah, that Fables story, and apparently it's like take all like the Grimm fairy tales and just make it into a weird story.
Yeah, he's got a whole universe that he's done. There's hundreds of, well, I don't know about hundreds, but there's many, many issues. He wrote Fables for Vertigo for quite a long time. From my understanding, I was not into the I was not into the comic book scene actively when he was big, but during his prime, he was kind of like what Neil Gaiman was towards Vertigo when Gaiman was in his prime.
Really?
Just a driving factor. Yeah. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about Fables. I've really considered you can get, there's now starting to sell his work in those, what are they called?
Yeah.
The big things like
NFTs?
No, not NFTs. The big editions, like they did The Walking Dead.
Compendiums?
Yeah, the compendiums. Thanks. I was looking for that word. Where it's like $49.95 sticker price, and you get like 50 comics worth of like over 1,000 pages, just massive
That's
phone
like
book.
a page a book. Jeez.
Yeah, I have the first 2 compendiums for Walking Dead. I need to get the other 2. You can get those for Invincible as well. I really like that. I think that's a fantastic economical way to get an old series that ran for a long time. And I think they're about to come out with the second compendium. Amazon sells it for $35.
Oh.
So it's over 1,000 pages.
Yeah, Neil Gaiman has a giant compendium for Sandman that is like beautiful. It looks like just a giant Bible sort of thing that I almost bought, but I was like, I don't love Sandman that much. It was like $50. No, it was 100. My bad.
Yeah, it probably is an omnibus.
Yeah, probably. There was like 2 of them, I think, because like it fits so much in it. It's just huge, but it was like leather bound and everything. It was just really good. But I was like, I don't love Sandman that much.
So I'm gonna look here at my wish list. I think I have it. Yeah, here it is. Fables Compendium 1. So this is a super deal. $35.29. If you have Prime's free shipping. And where's the details of the book? Here it is. 1,184 pages.
Oh, I see.
Boom. So, yeah, that'd be cool to collect all these. I like that I saw that they're coming out with the second one. So that means they're going to do them all. And normally Marvel and DC have not been doing this. Image is the one been doing this. Marvel and DC have been doing like the omnibuses, which are like hardcover, and you pay like I think they have like $125 sticker prices, and I'm just like, ooh. I'm down for the $50 phone books.
It's only 35. Dang.
Yeah, because you get I mean, it's $49.95 MSRP, but it's a discount.
Huh. Yeah, so I'm gonna read those once. I don't know when I'm gonna read them. I have them now, but man, I just got so much to read and so little time.
Yeah.
You there?
If you're reading,
Okay.
yeah, especially because you're reading big ass giant novels.
Way of Kings, baby. And you know what? You know how I told you, I was like, there's no way that there's not one chapter in that book that is not needed. I said that. Was it to you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Because Neil Gaiman said he only writes his novels in pen because with computers you're able to write so much more than you would if you didn't, because you're just able to, and it's easier with a computer. So he only writes what he needs to on pen because that's all you need. And I was like, that's a good point. And then I saw this 1,000-page book. I was like, there's no way there's not one chapter in there that is just not needed. And I finally found the chapter. I don't remember the exact chapter, but it was the one where Shallan was trying to get Yasna to accept her as her ward, and she was waiting outside just drawing. I was like, there was no need. I read 20 pages of her just drawing. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but all of this plays later in the books. Who she is, her relationship to Yasna, her ability to draw, all of these things are important aspects of the story later on. It may not seem important now, but it's character building stuff.
Was it for like the dream spren?
I'm not going to spoil stuff for you. You read the books your own. Speaking of reading books, we're not here to talk about Brandon Sanderson as much as I like him. Have you been reading Geiger at all? You Jeff Johns fan?
No, I was gonna pick it up next time I'm at the LCS because you guys have been telling me to. But no, I have not. And it's Gary Frank, dude. Like I'm always there for Gary Frank.
Gary Frank art, Jeff Johns writing. Come on, and it's post-apocalyptic.
Ooh, even better.
Yeah. So I did a video on this first issue, and I only gave it 3 stars. I went in with a huge bias, expecting to love this book, being like it's going to be the greatest, and the first issue wasn't. But I've read enough Jeff Johns stories to know that he doesn't always come out of the gate swinging. He kind of builds to things. So of course I'm not dismayed as a fan, but I wanted to be, since I was doing a review, I feel like I need to be objective and fair, and not just be a fanboy. But I just recently
his
finished.
Doomsday Clock didn't start off strong, but it ended with a bang.
Right, yeah. Doomsday Clock's a good example. It took several issues for that thing to build up. Geiger, fortunately, is not taking that long. I read the second issue recently, and much, I don't want to say much better, but it's like you feel like it's shifting gears. Like, okay, boom, we're out of first gear into second gear. Like we're moving. And I really appreciated that because I want the book to succeed. I'll stick around for the ride because I trust Jeff Johns, but not a lot of people necessarily will. And if they don't stick around, then the book doesn't make money, and the book doesn't make money, it doesn't stick around. Anyways, this book, something starts happening, and I was like, yes. So
hate that title still, dude. Hate the title.
You hate the title, or you hate the font?
Font, title, and that like checkerboard at the top.
Yeah, I don't know what the checkerboard is. That really throws me off. I don't. Yeah, and I agree.
Geiger just makes me think of something like a volcano, and like I've seen too many volcano stories, and I hate them now. Like I just don't. That's just a bad taste in my mouth. So Geiger always just.
Why does Geiger make you think of volcanoes?
I have no idea. Just does.
Well, Geiger makes me think of radioactivity because Geiger counter. Trade dress is ugly. It looks like someone went into their Word and brought up like military font. Type it out.
You're
done.
cutting in and out.
Yeah, and then they're like, let's have a checkerboard. That'll be. I don't know why that's there. But who cares? I guess like. Yes, I wish that was better, but the book inside is cool. What it's about is it's about a wasteland after World War III. It's very much like your stereotypical.
Cutting in and out, dude.
What's that? Cutting in and out?
Yeah, now the YouTube's loading.
What? There we go.
Still loading for me.
There we go. You should see the Be Right Back screen. Which, if you see that, that means that's my signal that we're back live. So we can go back. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. I think it's my ISP likes to hiccup. We'll go back to the skull. So we were saying you were familiar with the Fallout video games.
Up to 3, and then I just stopped.
All you have to do is be familiar with 1. I mean, because I'm talking about the world.
Oh, okay.
It's a post-apocalyptic world in that aspect of sort of like,
scorched earth sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, just like Fallout, I guess, really. Except this main character's name's Geiger, which is kind of weird on the nose, but his last name's Geiger. Anyways, he has cancer. You start to find out in the second book, at least, that he had cancer. He was going through chemo treatments. And then the nuclear war happened and all this stuff. And basically, it's had some sort of effect that turned him into some sort of super being, which is what you see on the cover. That's why he's a glowing. They call him the glowing man. He's able. There we go. Looks like we're back. Gonna have to have that looked at. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes it's perfectly fine, and other times, and when you're on a stream for a long period of time, you're bound to run into problems. But as I was saying, it's just a post-apocalyptic nuclear war type thing, wasteland. Just like if you're familiar with Fallout, if you're familiar with like Mad Max, Road Warrior, that sort of stuff, but with a character who's got some sort of superpowers. It takes place near Vegas, and it's pretty cool because Vegas has turned into this sort of like kingdom, and each of the big like casinos is kind of its own little fiefdom, and like some sort of boss has taken over. And they're not the actual casinos, so like one of the ones is called Camelot, which is supposed to be the Excalibur. So they make up some like fake version of it, probably for trademark purposes. But it's got some interesting characters, and in the second issue, these side characters sort of like have to escape some bad people, and they flee Vegas. They get caught in the desert, and they have to get rescued by Geiger, and that's where the second issue leaves off. And I enjoyed that because it finally was like, okay, we're getting into the present nitty-gritty story of what's going to be about. Whereas like the first issue was a lot of like, here's what happened to the world and da 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 da, and it was just kind of there. It's important, like you need that world building, but it was a lot of exposition. So very much liking the second issue, looking forward to the third. I think this is going to build up into something really cool. Let's see. Lord wants to know. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that cover of issue 3. That I think that's a child's head. Well, skull.
Might be
because it has baby teeth above the normal teeth.
What do you mean, adult teeth above?
Yeah, it has the adult teeth.
That's a good observation.
Above the baby.
Good observation. But what if it's mutant teeth?
Well, I haven't read it, so
I don't know. I'm just speculating. And then here's the fourth issue. Very Mad Maxian.
I was gonna say that, yeah.
I like this lizard.
Yeah, I like the orange on the Geiger instead of the green.
I like the lizard that's hopping across the road. I don't know why that makes me laugh, but it does.
That is cool.
Yeah, so this is a cool book. I recommend this one. It's still warming up. It's only got 2 issues out. You guys can jump in and get this. Are you reading Berserker?
Nope.
All right, moving along.
It's just one of those books that it's just like I don't want to read a Keanu Reeves written book.
Well, it's Matt Kent, but what's wrong with Keanu Reeves?
I like him as an actor, storyteller. I don't know, man.
What have you read of his that you didn't like?
No, hold on. Let me finish. The way he talks and explains things makes me think he's kind of just like a dumb actor. He doesn't know pretty much anything else besides act. Have you heard him talk normally?
Yeah, I don't try to.
He just seems like.
I don't try to judge people that way. You never know what's going on in someone's mind.
And I think the only reason people are buying it is because Keanu Reeves' name's attached to it. So.
I think that's gaining a lot of attention from that. I'm definitely not buying it from that. I'm buying it. I'm giving it a chance because it was Matt Kent writing, who was one of the best writers in comics. Admittedly, I did pick up the #1 issue because of the hype thing. I'm like, oh, let's try this out. I mean, but it kept my attention. After I read the first issue, I was like, oh, okay, I'm on for more. And in the second book, I was like, still good. I was like, okay, keep going.
I do like the Ron Garney art. I'll give it that. But it's just can't get Keanu Reeves out of my head every time I see it. I'm like, well, and it's also not my type of storytelling. Kind of looks like a lone survivor from the beginning of time sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was like I've that's just a copy of a book called from what was it, the 60s the book came out. It's called Casca, the eternal soldier. And it's the premise that like the guy stabbed Jesus in the side of on the cross. That's the guy. And the blood spit in his face and cursed forever to walk the earth. That's Casca. And so it's just like, well, everything else just springs from that. It's just overdone in my opinion. So it's like, it's just, and I'd rather read something that's more not thrilling, but suspenseful than just another action book.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, like I said, not everyone needs to be everything.
Right.
It is a good book though. And for people that do like action books, it has more than just action though. The reason I'm interested in it is because there's kind of a mystery. There's a mystery in who B, that's the main character, is named. They call him B, the letter B. Who he is, because he's basically been alive since the dawn of humanity. He's like 80,000 years old. Spoiler. Sorry.
Well, if I just spoiled it based off of Casca.
No, you didn't. It's because it's not really that. I mean, the thing is, he's been alive for like 80,000 years, and you're like, well, who is he? Why is this here? You know, because like Casca, there's a story like, oh, you stabbed Jesus in the side, like you have an answer. Now that's not what the story is about. The answer is not about who is this dude. The story is now, what does he do? In Berserker, you see him go around killing people, doing the things, right? But that's not what the story is about. At least not right now. The story is more about, who is this guy? Why is he alive? And he's working with government scientists to try to find a way to be able to die. And then, so it's.
I guess he's Cain and Abel. First murderer.
No, there's more to it than that. Like, there's some mysticism that's going on that the second book reveals. And so now you're just like, oh shit, what does this mean? So it's capturing my interest because I want to know what the hell's going on. And the book's like leaking it slowly. And I like the way Kent writes. And I think the action and the violence is going to capture a lot of people that don't necessarily care about the deeper meanings of the story and just want to see this B character mash and face, which is fine, I guess. Anyways, I enjoy it. I was just curious if you had also read it. We can see who's in the chat. Let's see. Dragon Majesty likes Fables. Helam recommends grabbing the Superman Omnibus, even though that's not an indie.
I'm guessing it's the Gleason and Tomasi.
Yeah, the Tomasi Gleason Omnibus, which I also would recommend. But
I read their whole run. The run's amazing.
Dragon Majesty says, I enjoy Noctera, Berserker, and Beckstar.
Beckstar was good.
I agree. Beckstar was good. I did not expect. I mean,
but
I kind of did. I kind of trusted Joe, but that cover was really throwing me.
It was a lot higher quality than I thought that would come out of Mad Cave. It really was. And,
I mean, Mad Cave is a very small studio. I didn't even know who Mad Cave was until I met Joe. I was like, wait, who? There's a publisher called Mad Cave? Okay.
There's the only reason I knew about it is because Mark London, the CEO, he had a book come out that was like really high in the speculative market for a bit called something to do with like it's Archangel something. And the art was phenomenal. It looked like painting. It looked like Judeo Christian paintings. And it was really cool. Really, really cool.
Yeah, the one thing I would say about Beckstar, I don't think the artist paired with the story that Joe was telling in a way that I would like. Not necessarily trying to slight the artist, but you know what I'm saying? Like certain artists tend to be better for certain types of work. And
that's where I disagree with you. I liked the art on it. I thought it was rough at first, the first couple of pages when they were inside that room running away from the robot, like assassin. But after that, when they get to like the casino and outside world, it almost felt like a Blade Runner-esque sort of thing, and I really liked it.
It's not so much the quality, it's more the style. The style of the art lent itself more towards, I think if it were more of a comedic, kind of a goofy book, I think the art would have worked more in that favor. But I feel like it contrasts. Really, I think Joe was telling a more serious story than the art revealed. Like I feel like it felt at odds. That's whatever. That is what it is.
Yeah.
You're working in small press. You get artists like you don't have. You're not Jeff Johns who has the pick of anyone he wants to work with. Like
he's got Gary Frank. He can do anything.
Right. So I'm just saying I kind of, I think the style of the art was just different than the style of the writing is all I'm saying. But I did enjoy it. Noctera. Have you read Noctera at all?
No, it looked like another form of Geiger. It just looked like those two books could live in the same universe.
And
also, I'm not really a big fan of Snyder's work outside of Batman.
It's funny, well, because Noctera came out before Geiger.
Yeah, it was like a month or two.
Yeah. It's funny, this most recent issue of Geiger, I was thinking that very same. The first issue does not at all. Second issue of Geiger, I was like, oh, this is kind of getting into Noctera territory. However, Noctera has a lot more going on. I mean, I guess it is technically a post-apocalyptic thing. I'm surprised you haven't tried it because I know it's in your wheelhouse. Like you like horror stuff in a post-apocalyptic.
So it's horror.
Oh yeah,
I'm there. I'll check it out.
The setting is very interesting, and when you
I'm actually reading 3 books tonight. I'm reading that Ultra Mega or Mega Ultra book issue 1. I'll read issue 1 tonight. Definitely gonna read the other one we talked about in the beginning. What was it? I have them all set up, ready to read.
We got Erratic, Ultra Mega.
Erratic. I'm reading that, and I'll read Noctera.
Erratic is just good fun, man. The contrast between Erratic and Ultra Mega are gonna be wild.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
But Erratic
is like Geiger, man. That's just out of it. I can't probably not gonna do it unless it comes out in trade for $9.99, like the first volume for $9.99, like they normally do at Image. But it's just look at I'm looking at it. I just go, that just doesn't seem me, man.
That's fine. Not every book's for everybody. Sure. But I would at least try Noctera, just knowing you, because I know you like the horror stuff, and I know you like post-apocalyptic, and it's got a very interesting premise of what's happened to the world and what people are stuck in. Wasn't it
called something? It was solicited as something before Noctera.
Yeah, it was originally going to be called Nocturnal, and then they had some sort of legal reasons to change it.
Like, what was it? Dead Rabbit. They had to change that 2 issues in.
Let's see. Redemption from AWA is good. It's Mad Max style Western. I have no idea how it fits in the shared universe. I have not heard of that. But if it's Mad Max Western, then it probably doesn't fit in at all. I think there's only 2 books that are tying into the shared universe thing. And I wish AWA would make it a lot clearer. Like, I wish they had like an imprint that would say, like, this is our shared universe. Delam also reviewed Berserker.
Timeline. I want to read that Nottingham book, that Indie Comic Jones. Wait, was it Indie Comic Jones? No, who said it? Yeah, it was Indie Comic Jones.
Yeah.
Nottingham. I want to read that so bad. Those covers look like right up my alley.
Nottingham seems interesting. I have to admit. And Dragon Manchi says you have to read Erratic Works.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna read it. Definitely.
It's very, very fun.
Good.
All right. Well, it is now 10 o'clock p.m. This is right around the end time. Thanks for coming on tonight, Jimmy, and saving my bacon.
No problem.
I don't think
man.
I could.
I had nothing else really to do.
I don't think I could have done this by myself. It's really tough doing just talking by yourself and keeping things going.
That's why I do videos now. So I have stuff planned out instead of doing a live stream and then hoping someone was there, but something happened.
Right.
I hope Skip's okay.
Yeah, me too. You guys put your good thoughts out. Prayers for Skip. Make sure hopefully he's okay. Hopefully nothing more serious than a flat tire or something. So
pray for my mom tonight as well, guys. We had a scare last night. It'd be nice.
Definitely will do. So we're going to call this one. You guys, thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for following along and giving us a reason to be here. I love seeing you guys all enjoying good comics. And we're going to be doing... What are we doing? Let me just double check, actually.
Where was Eric Breen? Wasn't he supposed to be outside as well?
No, he doesn't do the indie comic show. He's on the criminal.
No, the Hangout, though.
No, this isn't a normal... dang it. I'm sitting here.
Hello?
I'm trying to find out what books come out next week to see if we're going to be doing...
Hey, 2 months. Well, actually, a month and a half. Firepower Volume 2, baby. Can't wait.
Oh. Can't
so
wait.
On that. Dude, I can't, man. Like, I love the book so much. It's just too slow for the single issues.
Oh, I disagree. So much is going on in that book. All right, so this coming Wednesday is a new issue of Ascender. Speaking of indie comic books, Ascender 15 comes out,
16.
And then on June 2nd. So Firepower will not be out in time to do on the next episode. I need to talk to Skip to see if what books, because it's difficult to figure out what to do about the show because it's not enough for that I love the book or Skip loves the book. We both have to. We have some similar tastes, but also very different. And so hopefully Ultra Mega has made it on to that list because I really want to cover that. And if Erratic was an ongoing book, that would definitely make it on because I know Skip's hot on that book.
You guys are doing...
Say again, you cut out.
The Fade Out this week, right?
No, it's not this week for Criminal.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
There you are.
We're not doing Criminal Cast this week. I think that's
next week.
Next. Tahilm also mentions Tomasi's has a new comic coming out. Yeah, I forgot about that. It has a dumb name. But it's from this same imprint, this Ghost, what is it?
Mad Ghost
Studios. That's Jeff Johns' thing. Tomasi and Brad Walker are doing a book.
What's up with Jeff Johns getting bad name?
Slug. Sounds stupid title.
Sounds stupid too. What is going on? They should change the name from Mad Ghost to Stupid Titles.
Mad Ghost. I don't care so much about the imprint, but Snipe and Slug. Come on, Tomasi. Come on. But hopefully the book wins me over. I like Tomasi's writing. And let's keep promoting indie comic books.
Yeah.
Jimmy, do you have anything you want to plug before we say goodnight?
Plug, yeah, sure. Check out my channel. I've been doing some really fun videos, entertaining videos. Some videos that are just so like bonkers. You're just like, why did this happen? But at the same time, you can't look away. I've been doing some really fun videos. Also, I think I'm doing a weird comic book news segment thing with You Murdered That Guy on YouTube. Ulysses, or You Murdered That Guy. He has like these Ash, you would love his channel. It's weird, like almost gothic, like not just gothic like we know it today, but like I mean like medieval gothic style of videos where he like talks about that, but with comic books. And it's really cool. But he wants to do like a news segment sort of thing, but like not talk about news like everyone else. Talk about the good stuff, like things that make people happy, or talk about things that are totally made up just to make people laugh. And so I put up a video today, 33 seconds long, and it's gonna be like that style. My segment is gonna be like that style, and it's gonna be fun.
All right, so you guys go over and check that out. You know what I'm pulling out. We're gonna do another story time tomorrow night. Jimmy should be very excited about it. He avoids me enough that he doesn't even know what I'm doing yet, so it's gonna be funny.
Oh wait, hold on. I forgot.
I'm gonna call this a night because some of us have to use the facilities. Say goodnight, Jimmy.
Hold on, real quick. I forgot to mention I did a comic book retrospective this morning with Wes from Thinking Critical and Joe Corallo of Hellboy. So check that out when it comes out. Good night.
Good night, everyone. # read good comics.